Hey, it's me again, and here I am creating a database, basically a bare skeleton database. Basically, just a prototype of what I would think an MMO database would be like. This is basically just the source code I have right here. Added some indexes, just to make stuff, just to make stuff easier to find and be faster. But for like stuff you're gonna find like equipment ID, because everything is linked through IDs. I put the diagram up here so it can be explained easier. The user themselves has their first name, last name, their username, their user ID, their password, date of birth, user status, their type, their money, which is dinars, and clan ID. I chose not to make their dinars and their clan ID like different things, because you can put like one or two things in there, which doesn't really need to be there. Clan, I'll explain when I get there. But mostly everything that the user has, and I didn't need to make another table, just was like there has their password ID and their password. I didn't want to make it too complicated, because I feel like the simpler, the more people can understand and debug it if something goes wrong. So let's go to the payment info. They're linked through the user ID. So if you need to link all these together, they're linked through the user ID. So you can just go through all these three things with the user ID. That's why it's user, payment info, and you start with user. That's to keep a naming convention. Here I have user payment info, which has the user ID, which links to everything else, their payment method, their payment CN number, CCC expiration date, payment bank account number, routing number, just normal bank stuff. Just anything you need to know, so you can, if you need to pay for something for like monthly or something, it just gets straight taken out through that. Here will be a list of everyone's payment history, which is also linked to the user ID. The payment, the number, like this much money, their payment date, and the payment status, which is, like accepted, declined, processing. One of those three things, I would think. Maybe something else, but I would think it'll just be those three things. And here's just equipment, like the equipment ID, so you don't have to like put everything in this equipment, and the quantity they have. Like they have one of this equipment ID, one of this other equipment ID, and everything. So this links with the equipment ID, which I'm about to get to right now. The equipment ID links to here, which it has the name, description, the type, damage, armor rating, heal amount, healing rate, if it does have that. It's basically just statuses that the equipment can have. And here's how much it would cost if you need to sell it or buy it, like whatever it would be. Like if it's with the user, it's of course going to go down, because you can always sell it like not as much. Normally how games go, but I'm not the one making the game for this specific one. And here's clan ID, which simply holds the clan ID, the clan name, and clan leader. I feel like if I just made, if I just made like, one person's a leader and the rest of them are registered members, that's a waste of memory. So why not just put the leader, and it'll just be assumed that everyone else is a member, because all you really need to know that is who's the leader, and everyone else is just a member. I feel like it's just a basic assumption that everyone can basically just assume, and it'll save memory if people aren't to know about it. So that's basically a description I have for this skeleton-based MMO I have here. I feel like it's really well organized, and if it needs to be built up from it, that could be done in later progress.